how you treat others is a reflection of how you treat yourself. You heard me talking about a lot of basic uh, Lakota star knowledge concepts. Reality begins within, and like attracts like, and all these kinds of things, and learning from difficulties to enjoy blessings, and communicating in a healthy way, um, receiving communication. That means how you interpret things. How do you listen? I've been talking about all these things, and it's all about living a healthy life. And when you live this way, it shows you are treating yourself with respect. It shows that you honor yourself. Yeah, you're nurturing your health by doing these things. And there is a natural law called a projection. And what this is however you are inside of yourself, this is going to project itself to the world around you. Okay? So, how you communicate to others, which includes how you treat others, is actually a reflection of how you think and of how you are to yourself. So, if you're living this healthy way that I explained in the last hour, you honor yourself, you respect yourself, you love yourself, you're compassionate to yourself. And this is the way you will be to others. It means you treat yourself really good. And so when you deal with other people, you are fair to them. Yeah? You treat them with respect. You don't have to agree, but you also say, this is my boundary and this is my space, and please respect it, and I will respect your space too. That includes that. Yeah? This is living an honorable life. This is living a life of respect, of love, compassion, generosity. It includes prayer, wisdom, humility, honesty. Yeah? This when you live a healthy life, you are being honest to yourself and to others. Okay? This is a healthy way. So when you meet somebody, you are respectful to them. You honor them. Yeah. You treat them. Let me say that differently. You treat them in an honorable way because this is the way you are. And when you do this, they feel your actions are real, that you really are an honest person. Yeah, they can feel that you really say what you mean, that your actions are good actions, they're healthy actions. They feel that. Yeah, they sense it. That's how it is when you live a healthy life. And you also you should do your research too, because like, say for example, if you're meeting somebody from a different culture, then you probably should find out how do you greet them, how do you, whatever, because you don't want to force yourself upon somebody who, maybe in your greeting it's normal to greet a certain way, but in that other culture that's going too far. So it shows respect when you take the time and do some research. Like, for example, for me, um, coming to Germany, see, I'm from the res. I grew up on the res, and I'm from the older generation where when you look people in the eyes in public, this is considered an insult. That's our my generation and older. This is the rule in our culture. You do not look people in the eyes in public because that's an insult. I mean, when you're in a home and it's private between you and your family, you and your honey, it's not a problem. Between you and your parents, it's not a problem. What I'm talking about is in public, like at the store, in the street. You don't make eye contact because energy travels through the eyes. And somebody might misinterpret your intentions. Yeah? And unhealthy energy can flow from one person to the other, looking directly in the eyes. You can make somebody sick like that. It's dangerous. This is our culture. Okay? That's my generation and before me, my parents and their parents and so forth and so forth and so forth. But the generation after me, shit, those guys are really disrespectful. They they really make eye contact, and for us older ones, it's just like knock it off. Quit doing that. You're Lakota. You're not supposed to be doing that. Yeah. So when I moved to Germany, I had to learn a whole new way because in Europe and actually in mainstream America too, but I never really lived in mainstream America. Mostly I lived on the res. Okay? So I never really lived in mainstream America. I never really lived off the res. Okay? Until I moved to Germany. So here, the people who were close to me told me, David, when they talk to you, you have to look them in the eye. And I said, yeah, I know. I got to learn how to do that. I know that. I said, it's really hard for me because 40 some years, of living on the res. And I said, I really got to break tradition, but I know I'm not on the res. I know I'm in Germany. So I know I have to learn how to look people in the eyes. Oh, that was hard. Then one of my friends, um, her name is Lily, and she's an India Indian. It's just funny, yeah. The two Indians of Berlin. Anyway, she's really funny. Lily said she would help me. Yeah, she would help me to learn how to look people in the eyes. How do you think we're going to do that? We're going to sit in front of each other and look each other in the eyes. Yeah, so we started. Oh shit, that was funny. Excuse me, that was really funny. I just ended up start laughing and giggling, and I think it was about an hour. It took an hour, yeah, about just nonstop looking in each other's eyes, hour, and then I started to get comfortable, and and start to go, oh yeah, I can do this now, ah, yeah, and so after that, there's no problem. I can look anybody in the eyes and talk to them. It's really not a problem now. Yeah, but oh, that was hard to break for me. Yeah, because that's my culture. But I'm not living in my culture. I'm living in the Berlin culture. So I got to communicate the Berlin way. Now, I say Berlin because Berlin is not like the rest of Germany. The rest of Germany, I really do not like. I don't like Frankfurt. I don't like Hanover. I don't like Munich. I don't like Köln or Cologne, as some people say. I don't like any part of Germany really, but I love Berlin. Berlin is a whole different world. Yeah, even Germans who come to Berlin are like a little bit shocked. Yeah, because it's not like Germany. It's a whole different world. So, um, so that's why I said, I have to learn the Berlin way to communicate the way people do in Berlin. So once I got that down, to learn to look people in the eyes when you talk to them, it's no big deal, yeah, because everybody does that here. So this is uh, this is an example that you take the time to learn the culture, what's important from the person you're meeting. Yeah, and in some cultures there's kissing involved. Yeah, in Germany you kiss the left cheek and the right cheek. In Switzerland it's one more. Yeah. I really like the Swiss way. Yeah. It's way better than the German way. Anyway, but he's giving me a mean look here. I better stop talking about Switzerland here. Hang on a second. I gotta adjust my headset here. Sorry for the background noise. Okay. Um, but you got to learn if that person you're meeting is from another culture, you have got to do your research to learn what are they like. Yeah. I'll give you another short example. I used to have a really good friend from Iran, Iran, I guess they say, and they're Muslim people, but Iran, they're not Arabs, okay? They're Persian. Persian and Arabs are not the same people. They're different, okay? They really are different. And but this lady was really, really a beautiful soul, yeah. And yeah, I just felt like I needed to know her, yeah. And we were in the language class, and other people in the class they really didn't like her because she was Muslim. That's the only reason. And I felt bad, for her because I know what she's going through. That's how it is when you're an Indian and you go to university and, uh, you have, let's say you're going, I went to a university that had 50,000 students, okay? 50,000 students. And from that 50,000 students, there were only about 100 Indians. No joke. About 100 Indians. So we had an Indian club, yeah, and we'd all get there to meet and stuff like that. Um, but when I go to the lunchroom, to eat the cafeteria, all these white people just glare at you, and it's like, holy crap, they really make you feel uncomfortable, and because you're an Indian, yeah, and because I'm an Indian, I mean, and they don't like me just because I'm an Indian. They don't even take the time to know me. Just the fact that I have brown skin and black hair, and that they know I'm an Indian, they cannot stand me just because of that one reason. So I know what it feels like to be treated like that, and that's the way this class was treating this girl from Iran. So my heart really went out to her, and we had to do a class project, and they teamed me up with her, and so I got to, I made our situation funny. Yeah, we had to write a story about your grandma. Yeah, so we really wrote a funny story about our grandma going to the disco. Yeah. and dancing, and it really made her laugh. Yeah, and and people were really looking at us because they knew we were having fun. Yeah, and telling or writing our story about our grandma going to the disco, describing her dress and her hair and her makeup and her disco boots. And this lady from Iran, her name was Robabe, and Robabe was just laughing and laughing, and everybody wanted to know our story after that. So when we made our presentation, we had the whole class laughing, and people started to, you know, accept her after that. But she really became close to me. Yeah, we became very close friends. So next, I had to find somebody um, who is Muslim, and I had to ask them, how do I treat her? Because number one, she's married, and she's Muslim, and you know, am I allowed to shake her hand? You know, is it okay to hug her? Is it how? What is the proper way for me to greet this woman? And so I found a Muslim guy, and he said, "Well, this is a good situation." He said, because a lot of Muslim men they don't let their wives learn to speak German. They want their wives to stay home, take care of the kids, cook, clean house, and have babies. If they don't want them to speak German, yeah, it's a prison. He said, this guy's Muslim that told me this, yeah? He said, a lot of Muslim men are this way. And he said, the fact that this girl is learning how to speak German, that's a really good sign. He said, that means her husband most likely he's a good guy, he said. And he told me that does she cover her face? And I said, no, she just covers her hair. He said, that's another good sign. Yeah. And then he said, does she wear the dress that she wears, is it just one color or is it many colors? So I told him it's many colors. She wears really nice clothes. I mean, it's still, you know, the burqa. Yeah, it's still that, but her whole face is showing, and she wears nice jewelry, and her clothes are very colorful, and her jacket is denim. She has a blue jean jacket. She has a denim jacket. Yeah. And so this guy told me, he said, yeah, then it should be okay. He said, you shake her hand. If she moves to hug you, then you can hug her. But if she doesn't, then just stay with shaking the hand just to be safe. He said. So I said, okay. So yeah, he said, don't worry. He said, the chances are this is a good situation. He said because he's allowing his wife. That means he wants her to learn to speak German. That means he's he has good intentions for his wife. So that's just probably a nice couple, he said. So I said, okay, cool. So we became really close friends after that. But do you see what I did? I found somebody who could give me the information on how to treat this woman. Yeah? Because I respect her. I want to be her friend. And I respect her. Yeah? So I found somebody, a nice guy, and he told me, look at the questions that he asked me. Does she show her face? Is her burqa one color or is it a whole bunch of colors? Yeah. Does she wear gloves or is her normal hands? Yeah. And the fact that she is driving by herself is another good sign because a lot of these guys they don't let their women do anything. They say they're protecting their women. That's what they say. That's their excuse for imprisoning their wives. But this lady was taking a language school, a language class. She drove the family car by herself, which means she has a driver's license in Germany. That's good. So all these things, yeah, the fact that her dress was many colors, the fact that her she didn't wear gloves, the fact that see, I this is another culture. So I took the time to find somebody from that culture who I can trust and depend on and give me good information. And so based on everything he said, I knew how to approach Robaba after that. And when I did what I did, she could tell that I did the research, and that made her feel good. That I thought she was important enough for me to do the research on how to greet her because she's from a different culture. This is a reflection of how I am to myself. Yeah? I'm this way because I take care of myself. My well being is very important to me because I want to learn from my difficulties so that I can truly, truly, truly enjoy the good times that happen in my life. Yeah? So, this is this is how I am. And this is an example. So my actions show to Robabe that now I respect her because I took the time to research how to greet her and then how to, whether I should look her in the eyes or not. See, I had to find that out too. And you see, yeah, the fact that she's doing all this is she probably looks people in the eyes, and she does. So and by this time I learned, yeah, I learned how to look people in the eyes. So we had a really good friendship, and she was only here for 3 years, and her family moved back to Iran. So, but I'm really thankful that I got to know her. Yeah, it's a short time, but it was a good time. Yeah, because sometimes you know somebody for 10 years and you can't stand each other. You know what I mean? But we had a good time. We really had a good time. So I'm very thankful that I got to meet her, that I got to know her, and she was wonderful. Yeah, so wonderful, wonderful person. So that's an example of healthy treatment. Yeah, of treating somebody in a healthy way. It's a reflection of me because I did all these things. It shows her the kind of person that I am. That I respected her space, yeah, and we really had a good time. We always during the breaks from in language class, and we would visit, and she would always bring me coffee. Lots of times she had candy from Iran, and she would bring that and give me some. It was really nice, yeah. It was really nice. I really, really had a good time with this lady. And we never talked about religion, politics. No, we just talked about life. Yeah, and her family, and how I came to Berlin, and all these kind of things, and we really had a good time. One time we saw each other um, a food store. Yeah, and it was so wonderful to see her. I got to meet her family, and it was really nice. Yeah, it's so nice, and really had a good visit, and yeah, When I think about Robabe, I have a smile on my face. A good friend, yeah, very, very good friend. See, this is how I am. I take the time to get to know somebody. And if they're a nice person like me, then we can become friends. And that's why I have friends all over the world because this is the way I am. This is me being a human being.